Fusion Electronics, and in today's instalment of Tech Tips I'm going to talk about Fusion's multi-zone technology. The Fusion product range of marine stereos offers you anything from 1 zone to 4 zone, and this gives you the ability to have different volume levels in different zones of your vessel. So let's start off by setting up your zone menus. Firstly, select Menu, Settings and Zone. You'll see you've got the option of 4 zones. Zone 1, you've got Balance, Volume Limit and Sub-Level and Name. So volume limit is used to set the maximum limit of volume within each zone of the vessel. Sub-limit is exactly the same, just gives you the ability to limit the maximum level of your sub within each zone. And another cool feature is zone naming. This gives you the ability to apply a name to each zone, for example, flybridge, cabin, etc. So here's an example of a zone name. I've used deck. Simply rotate the encoder to the required letter. Once you have your name in, press and hold the encoder to save. So your zone names are displayed over Fusion Link to all MFDs and remotes as well. So that's the Zone 1 setup. When you move to Zone 2, you're going to find there's a few more features. The first one being enabled. Now what this means is you can disable zones if they're not being used or as required. To disable a zone, simply uncheck the enable box. The next line you'll see is linked to Zone 1. This feature is only available for Zone 2 and Zone 1 and is handy if you're just running the 2 zones and you can control the volume in unison. So adjusting the volumes in your zones is real easy. Simply press the rotary encoder to step through each zone and adjust the volume to the required level. Another feature at the main zone menu is internal amplifier on. Now this would be used if you're running external amplifiers for Zone 1 and Zone 2 and not utilising the onboard amps for your speaker connections. This saves power draw. Now in Zone 3 and 4 you're going to see one more additional feature, and that's called volume control. Now the benefit of this is that if you want to run a fixed line level output to another head unit or amplifier that has its own volume control, you can select it and the volume will not be adjusted when you turn the volume up on this head unit. Now this is really handy if you have a second head unit on the vessel that you want to supply audio to from your main unit. So on that zone, simply run the RCA line out to the auxiliary input of the second head unit, and then you can control the volume from that second unit. So now you're familiar with all the features of multi-zone technology. You can go out on the water, relax, have a good time. Happy boating. Stay tuned for the next instalment of Tech Tips.